Today, I'd like to explore an idea that's as ancient as humanity itself, but as relevant as our next breath. It is the notion that within each of us lies a spark, a divine potential, a God that is waiting to be awakened. The title of this message is God's Awaken You, and while it may sound mythical, it holds profound truths about human potential, resilience, and purpose. Within each of us lies a vast, often untapped reservoir of potential. It's a powerful force waiting to be realized and expressed, a bit like a spark waiting to ignite into a fire. This potential is unique to each individual, as distinct as our personalities and life experiences, yet it's universal in its existence. Throughout history, people have compared this inner power to a divine spark, a godlike essence that, when awakened, enables us to accomplish remarkable feats, inspire others, and overcome challenges with resilience and grace. One of the most essential steps toward realizing this inner potential is to recognize that it's there in the first place. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in routines, responsibilities, and external expectations. We often become so focused on what we are doing that we forget who we are becoming. Recognizing our inner potential is about shifting that focus back to ourselves, acknowledging that we are not merely defined by what we've done so far, but by what we can still achieve. This recognition requires us to see ourselves not just as we are, but as we could be, full of possibility, capable of growth, and empowered to create our own paths. Recognizing inner potential often begins with an internal dialogue, a conscious, intentional conversation with ourselves about what we truly desire, where our strengths lie, and what we're capable of achieving. This process can be challenging because it requires a level of self-honesty that we may not be used to. It asks us to look past our limitations, self-doubts, and insecurities. Often, people avoid this level of introspection because they're afraid of what they might find. They may fear failure or feel overwhelmed by the responsibility that comes with acknowledging their potential. However, embracing this self-reflection can be liberating, as it reveals not just who we are, but the endless possibilities of who we can become. Many of us are raised with messages that focus on limitations rather than potential. Society can be quick to define people by their circumstances, by what they lack, or by what they haven't achieved. These messages often seep into our self-perception, subtly convincing us that we're not capable of extraordinary things. However, when we consciously decide to recognize our potential, we are rejecting these limiting beliefs and embracing a new narrative, one that is defined by hope, growth, and the belief in our innate ability to overcome and transform. A powerful way to start recognizing this potential is by reflecting on past moments when we surprised ourselves. Almost everyone has experienced situations where they did something they didn't think they could, whether that was a moment of courage, creativity, or resilience. These moments serve as reminders that we are often more capable than we think. By revisiting these experiences, we strengthen our belief in our own potential. We begin to see that if we were able to push beyond our perceived limits in the past, we can do so again, and perhaps on an even larger scale. Another key part of recognizing inner potential is understanding that it isn't about perfection or being without flaws. Often we think of people who reach their full potential as those who have everything figured out, who are supremely talented, or who never face self-doubt. But in reality, embracing our potential is about accepting ourselves as works in progress. It's about recognizing our strengths while also understanding that growth is a lifelong journey. This mindset allows us to see potential not as a destination, but as an ongoing process of becoming, a process in which we are continuously evolving, learning, and expanding. A significant aspect of recognizing potential also lies in setting goals that inspire us. These goals don't have to be monumental, they just need to be meaningful. Setting goals gives our potential a direction and purpose. When we set a goal that excites us, we start to envision the possibilities, and in that vision, our inner potential begins to reveal itself. This excitement, this vision of possibility, can be incredibly motivating. It's as though we are giving ourselves permission to dream big and to believe in our ability to turn those dreams into reality. In recognizing our potential, it's also valuable to surround ourselves with people who believe in us and who encourage our growth. Sometimes other people can see our potential even when we can't. They reflect back to us the parts of ourselves that we may overlook or underestimate. Positive influences can help us feel supported in our journey to recognize and fulfill our potential. They serve as mirrors, showing us our strengths, and they offer encouragement that bolsters our confidence. Surrounding ourselves with people who uplift us is like nurturing the seed of our potential, giving it the light and care it needs to grow. Of course, recognizing our potential doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending that obstacles don't exist. Life is filled with difficulties, and there will always be setbacks. However, when we truly understand and believe in our potential, We see challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow. Each obstacle becomes a chance to discover a new strength, to develop resilience, and to test the limits of what we can achieve. This perspective transforms difficulties into stepping stones, each one bringing us closer to the fullest expression of our inner potential. Ultimately, recognizing our potential is about adopting a mindset of possibility. It's about looking at the world and our place within it through the lens of opportunity rather than limitation. When we adopt this perspective, we become empowered to take action, to make bold choices, and to pursue paths that may have once seemed impossible. The power of potential lies in its ability to inspire us to live fully and fearlessly, to reach beyond what we think we're capable of, and to create lives that are not just about existence, but about meaning and fulfillment. In recognizing our inner potential, we take the first step toward awakening the greatness within us. It's a journey that requires courage, self-belief, and an openness to growth. But it is also a journey that leads to a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. By embracing this potential, we are not only changing our own lives, we are contributing to a better world, inspiring others, and setting examples of what is possible when we dare to believe in the extraordinary that lies within us all. Believing in our ability to transform is one of the most profound and empowering steps we can take toward awakening our inner potential. Transformation, by its very nature, suggests change, growth, and the shedding of old limitations to make way for something greater. This journey requires not just hope, but a solid belief in our own power to evolve, to adapt, and to achieve new heights. While it may sound simple, truly believing in our ability to transform involves a deep inner conviction and commitment to seeing ourselves as capable of remarkable change, regardless of where we currently stand. Belief in transformation starts with the understanding that we are not fixed, unchanging beings, rather. We are works in progress. Our personalities, skills, and perspectives are shaped by our life experiences, but they are not set in stone. At any moment, we have the ability to make choices that can redefine who we are. Many people find it challenging to believe in their own transformative power because of past failures, self-doubt, or deeply ingrained habits. However, these challenges are not roadblocks to transformation, they are actually a part of the process. Believing in our ability to transform means understanding that setbacks, mistakes, and challenges do not define us. They are simply steps along the way, experiences that build resilience and guide us toward greater self-awareness. One of the biggest obstacles to believing in our ability to change is the human tendency to label ourselves based on past experiences. If we failed in the past, it's easy to adopt an identity around that failure, telling ourselves we're not good enough, not smart enough, or we're not capable. However, these labels are not reflections of our true potential. They are just stories we tell ourselves based on limited perspectives. When we start to believe in our ability to transform, we begin to let go of these old stories. We recognize that past experiences do not define our future. Just because we haven't achieved something before doesn't mean we can't achieve it now. With every new day comes an opportunity to make new choices, to think differently, and to take steps toward becoming the person we aspire to be. One powerful way to cultivate this belief in our ability to transform is by setting small, achievable goals that demonstrate our capacity for change. Transformation doesn't have to be sudden or dramatic. In fact, lasting change is often gradual, built on a series of small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. When we set a goal and work toward it, we build evidence of our ability to grow and improve. Each small success reinforces the belief that we are capable of transformation. For example, if we want to improve our physical fitness, starting with small daily workouts can gradually build up our strength and endurance. As we see our progress, our belief in our potential grows, creating a positive cycle that fuels further growth. Believing in transformation also requires us to embrace the discomfort that comes with change. Transformation often involves stepping out of our comfort zones, trying new things, and facing our fears. This can be intimidating, but it's also one of the most rewarding aspects of the journey. When we push beyond what feels comfortable, we expand our sense of what's possible. Each time we face discomfort and move through it, we strengthen our belief in our own resilience and capacity for growth. This willingness to embrace discomfort is a critical part of transformation, as it opens us up to new experiences, ideas, and ways of being that we might have otherwise avoided. Another important aspect of believing in our ability to transform is cultivating self-compassion. Often, when people think about transformation, they picture an ideal version of themselves and become frustrated when they fall short. However, real transformation is not about perfection. It's about progress and learning along the way. Self-compassion allows us to approach transformation with kindness, understanding that mistakes and setbacks are natural parts of the process. Instead of judging ourselves harshly when we encounter difficulties, self-compassion helps us to acknowledge our efforts, forgive ourselves for any missteps, and keep moving forward. This gentle approach actually strengthens our belief in our ability to transform because it creates an environment of support rather than criticism. A belief in transformation is also reinforced by seeking inspiration from others who have gone through similar journeys. Seeing examples of people who have overcome challenges, redefined their lives, or achieved remarkable goals reminds us that transformation is possible. We can draw motivation from these stories, understanding that the people we admire were once in positions of doubt and struggle themselves. If they were able to overcome obstacles and transform, then so can we. Inspiration from others serves as a reminder that we are not alone in our journey and that many people have achieved transformation despite facing their own fears, doubts, and limitations. It's also essential to remember that believing in our ability to transform doesn't require us to change who we are at the core. Transformation is not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming the best version of ourselves. We all have unique gifts, talents, and perspectives, and true transformation honors these qualities. Rather than trying to mold ourselves to fit an external ideal, transformation is about unlocking our potential from within, shedding layers of self-doubt and limitation to reveal our true strengths. When we believe in our ability to transform, we are, in essence, believing in our own unique journey of growth and self-discovery. Finally, believing in our ability to transform allows us to approach life with hope and optimism. When we see ourselves as capable of growth and change, we feel empowered to set ambitious goals and pursue our dreams. This mindset transforms how we view challenges, setbacks, and even failure. Instead of seeing these as barriers, we see them as opportunities for learning and growth. Belief in transformation enables us to view our lives as works in progress, constantly evolving, with each experience adding to our growth. The power to transform lies within each of us, but it is belief that brings that power to life. Believing in our ability to transform is the catalyst that drives us to take action, to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear, and to persevere through difficult times. It's the belief in transformation that allows us to look beyond our current circumstances and envision a future filled with possibility. When we truly believe in our ability to transform, we unlock a level of resilience, creativity, and determination that can carry us through any challenge. Transformation becomes not just a goal, but a way of living a continuous journey of becoming more fully ourselves, embracing our potential, and making a positive impact in the world around us. Embracing self-awareness and growth is a powerful step toward unlocking our inner potential and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Self-awareness is about developing a deep, honest understanding of who we are, including our strengths, weaknesses, beliefs, motivations, and emotions. When we commit to self-awareness, we're choosing to look within, to understand not just the person we are today, but the person we have the potential to become. This foundation of self-awareness sets the stage for continuous growth, enabling us to evolve in alignment with our authentic selves. Self-awareness begins with a willingness to look honestly at ourselves, which can be challenging. Many people go through life avoiding self-reflection because it may bring up uncomfortable truths. It's natural to have aspects of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore, our fears, insecurities, or past mistakes. However, when we choose to embrace self-awareness, we take responsibility for our lives, realizing that true growth requires understanding and accepting all parts of ourselves. This honest self-reflection is like holding up a mirror to our inner selves that shows us not just where we shine, but also where we have room to grow. One effective way to cultivate self-awareness is by reflecting on our reactions and responses to situations. Every day we encounter moments that stir up emotions, whether it's excitement, frustration, or disappointment. When we take the time to examine why we feel the way we do, we uncover the beliefs and thought patterns that influence our behavior. For example, if we find ourselves feeling defensive when receiving feedback, it might reveal an underlying fear of judgment or a lack of self-confidence. By understanding these reactions, we can begin to work through them, gradually replacing unhelpful thought patterns with healthier ones that support our growth. Self-awareness also involves recognizing our strengths and unique abilities. Often people focus so much on their weaknesses that they overlook the talents and qualities that make them unique. Embracing self-awareness means acknowledging these strengths and using them as building blocks for growth. When we understand what we're naturally good at, we can make choices that align with these strengths, leading to more fulfilling and successful outcomes. For example, if someone has a natural talent for connecting with others, they might find fulfillment in roles or activities that allow them to work closely with people, building relationships and making an impact. Understanding our weaknesses is equally important in the journey of self-awareness. Being aware of our areas for improvement doesn't mean we're focusing on our flaws or being self-critical, rather. It means we're acknowledging that there are areas where we can grow. Instead of avoiding tasks or situations that challenge us, we can view them as opportunities to develop new skills and strengthen our resilience. For instance, if we recognize that we struggle with time management, we can proactively seek strategies to improve our organization and productivity. Embracing our weaknesses with a mindset of growth allows us to take action and become more effective in all areas of life. A critical component of self-awareness is examining our values and beliefs. Values are the principles that guide our behavior and decision-making, and understanding them is essential for authentic growth. When we know what we stand for, we can make choices that align with these values, leading to a life that feels true to ourselves. However, many people adopt beliefs and values from their surroundings, family, friends, or society without examining if these values genuinely resonate with them. Through self-awareness, we can question these inherited beliefs and decide for ourselves what we want to live by. This process of self-examination creates a strong foundation for growth, as we can then pursue goals and make decisions that are aligned with our deepest values. Growth is the natural extension of self-awareness, and it's an ongoing journey rather than a final destination. When we commit to growth, we're saying yes to continuous learning and improvement. It's essential to approach growth with a mindset of curiosity, seeing every experience as an opportunity to learn something new about ourselves and the world. This curiosity helps us remain open to new perspectives, challenges, and ideas, preventing us from becoming stagnant or complacent. A growth mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, as we view setbacks not as failures, but as valuable lessons that contribute to our development. Setting goals that challenge us is a powerful way to encourage growth. These goals don't have to be enormous or life-changing, they just need to push us slightly beyond our comfort zones, encouraging us to expand our capabilities. For instance, if we tend to avoid public speaking, setting a goal to speak in front of a small group could be a meaningful step toward building confidence and communication skills. By consistently setting and pursuing challenging but achievable goals, we create momentum for growth and gradually become more resilient and capable. Another important aspect of growth is the practice of self-compassion. Growth can be a challenging journey filled with ups and downs, and it's essential to treat ourselves with kindness along the way. Self-compassion means forgiving ourselves for mistakes and viewing setbacks with understanding rather than criticism. When we're kind to ourselves, we create a supportive internal environment that encourages us to keep moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. This attitude of self-compassion allows us to embrace growth without fear of failure, knowing that we are allowed to make mistakes and learn from them without judgment. Self-awareness and growth also involves surrounding ourselves with supportive people who encourage our journey. When we have friends, mentors, or family members who believe in us, we feel more motivated to keep pushing ourselves and growing. These individuals can provide constructive feedback, offer new perspectives, and remind us of our strengths. At times, they might even see qualities in us that we haven't yet recognized. Positive relationships act as mirrors, reflecting our potential back to us and helping us stay connected to our goals. Ultimately, embracing self-awareness and growth leads us to a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. When we know who we are, what we stand for, and where we want to go, we're able to make choices that align with our true selves. This alignment creates a sense of purpose and direction, making our lives feel meaningful and intentional. We stop drifting through life, reacting to circumstances, and instead become active participants, creating a life that reflects our values, passions, and dreams. The journey of self-awareness and growth is not always easy, but it is one of the most rewarding paths we can take. By understanding ourselves deeply and committing to continuous growth, we become more resilient, adaptable, and confident. We learn to trust ourselves, to face challenges with courage, and to pursue our potential fearlessly. Embracing self-awareness and growth transforms us, enabling us to live as the fullest, most authentic versions of ourselves, and empowering us to make a positive impact in the world around us. Cultivating resilience through challenges is a vital aspect of awakening the inner potential that lies within each of us. Life is a journey filled with trials and tribulations, and our ability to face these obstacles with resilience determines not only how we cope in the moment, but also how we grow over time. Resilience is the strength that allows us to recover from setbacks, adapt to difficult situations, and continue moving forward, even when the path is uncertain. Building this resilience is like strengthening a muscle. The more we practice it, the stronger it becomes, enabling us to handle greater challenges and embrace life with courage and optimism. The process of building resilience begins with a shift in mindset. Rather than viewing challenges as negative experiences that should be avoided or feared, resilient individuals see them as opportunities for growth. Challenges test our limits, forcing us to dig deep within ourselves to find the strength, creativity, and endurance needed to overcome them. Every obstacle we face presents a unique lesson, offering insight into our own capacities and teaching us something valuable about how we respond under pressure. This mindset shift, viewing challenges as growth opportunities rather than setbacks, plays a critical role in building resilience and empowering us to handle life's ups and downs. One of the core components of resilience is emotional regulation, which involves managing our emotions in a way that allows us to remain grounded and effective, even when facing adversity. When we encounter a challenge, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or frustrated. However, resilient individuals learn to acknowledge these emotions without letting them take control. They practice techniques like mindfulness, breathing exercises, or reframing negative thoughts to maintain a sense of calm and clarity. By practicing emotional regulation, we become better equipped to handle stressful situations without becoming consumed by negative emotions, enabling us to stay focused on finding solutions and making progress. Resilience also requires a sense of self-belief and confidence in our ability to overcome challenges. When we believe that we have the resources, whether internal or external, to face difficult situations, we're more likely to approach challenges with a positive attitude and a proactive mindset. Self-belief comes from a history of facing and overcoming challenges, big or small, in our lives. Every time we encounter an obstacle and successfully work through it, we gain confidence in our ability to handle future difficulties. By remembering these past successes and the strengths we've drawn upon, we reinforce our belief in our resilience. Even small achievements, such as meeting a tight deadline or resolving a personal conflict, contribute to this inner confidence. Another key aspect of resilience is adaptability, the capacity to adjust our thoughts, actions, and perspectives in response to changing circumstances. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and our ability to adapt determines how well we handle unforeseen obstacles. Resilient individuals understand that rigidly holding onto a single approach or goal can sometimes lead to unnecessary frustration or disappointment. Instead, they remain flexible, open to adjusting their strategies, and willing to try new approaches when things aren't going as expected. This adaptability allows them to pivot in the face of challenges, seeing setbacks not as failures but as opportunities to explore alternative paths. Flexibility in thought and action becomes an invaluable asset in navigating complex or unpredictable situations. Social support is another critical factor in building resilience. Resilient individuals don't face challenges alone. They reach out to friends, family, mentors, or support networks for guidance, encouragement, and comfort. Having a supportive network provides both practical assistance and emotional reassurance during tough times. Sometimes simply knowing that others believe in us and are there to help can make a world of difference in how we approach challenges. Social connections remind us that we're not alone, that others have faced similar struggles, and that help is available when we need it. Resilience is often seen as an individual trait, but in reality, it's strengthened through meaningful connections with others who uplift and support us. Resilience also involves cultivating a mindset of perseverance. When faced with obstacles, resilient individuals keep pushing forward, even when progress is slow or when results seem uncertain. Perseverance is the determination to keep going, to stay committed to our goals despite setbacks or delays. This determination often stems from a deep sense of purpose or a clear vision of what we want to achieve. When we have a meaningful goal or purpose guiding us, we're more likely to stay motivated and resilient, even when the journey is challenging. By fostering this tenacity, we learn to weather difficult times with patience and endurance, knowing that each step, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goals. One of the most valuable skills for cultivating resilience is the ability to learn from failure. Resilient individuals don't view failure as the end of the road. Rather, they see it as a stepping stone, an opportunity to gain insight and improve. When we fail, we have a choice. We can either dwell on the disappointment or extract valuable lessons that will help us succeed in the future. This growth-oriented approach to failure transforms setbacks into powerful learning experiences, allowing us to emerge stronger and wiser. By analyzing what went wrong and how we can improve, we develop a more resilient mindset that views failure not as a reflection of our worth, but as an integral part of the learning process. Finally, practicing self-compassion is essential to resilience. When we're hard on ourselves in times of difficulty, it only adds to the stress and discouragement we feel. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a friend who's struggling. It involves recognizing that everyone faces challenges and that imperfection is a natural part of the human experience. By being gentle with ourselves, we create a supportive internal environment that allows us to recover and regroup more effectively after setbacks. Self-compassion empowers us to bounce back with greater resilience, as it encourages self-acceptance and nurtures our emotional well-being. Resilience is not a trait that we're either born with or without. It's a skill that can be developed over time. Every challenge we face, whether big or small, gives us an opportunity to practice resilience and grow stronger. By embracing challenges with an open mind, regulating our emotions, believing in ourselves, staying adaptable, leaning on our support systems, persevering, learning from failure, and practicing self-compassion, we build the resilience needed to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs. In cultivating resilience, we unlock the power to face life's challenges with confidence and grace. This strength empowers us not only to survive difficult times, but to thrive in the face of adversity, to emerge from each challenge with a greater sense of self-awareness, wisdom, and inner strength. With resilience, we awaken a powerful force within ourselves that enables us to overcome obstacles, pursue our dreams, and live a life that is not defined by circumstances, but by our unwavering spirit and capacity to grow. Recognizing and nurturing the unique strengths within each of us is essential for personal growth, fulfillment, and reaching our highest potential. Each individual possesses a unique set of talents, skills, and characteristics that can be harnessed to make a meaningful impact on the world and achieve personal goals. However, identifying and nurturing these strengths often requires self-reflection, commitment, and the willingness to step out of one's comfort zone. Embracing these strengths is not just about achieving success or recognition, it's about aligning with who we truly are and using that alignment to guide our choices, actions, and contributions. Identifying our unique strengths starts with self-reflection and self-awareness. Often people overlook their strengths because they come so naturally that they assume everyone possesses the same abilities. However, the qualities and skills that feel effortless to us are often indicators of our unique gifts. Self-reflection allows us to recognize these natural talents and understand what sets us apart from others. To do this, we can begin by examining past accomplishments and experiences where we felt truly engaged, energized, and successful. By identifying patterns in these moments, we uncover insights into the areas where our strengths shine. For instance, if someone consistently finds joy in organizing events or managing projects, they may have a strength in planning and coordination. Recognizing these patterns gives us a clearer sense of our unique strengths and how they can be applied. Seeking feedback from others is another valuable way to identify our strengths. Often, those around us, whether friends, family members, or colleagues, notice aspects of our personality or talents that we might overlook. By seeking feedback from people who know us well, we can gain an objective view of our strengths. They might recognize qualities that we take for granted or even underestimate. For example, someone might not see their natural ability to lead, but colleagues may highlight their ability to inspire and organize teams effectively. Constructive feedback can provide insights and help us view our abilities from a new perspective, highlighting strengths we may not have considered. Once we identify our strengths, the next step is nurturing and developing them. Just like any skill, strengths require practice and dedication to fully flourish. If we have a talent for communication, for example, we can actively work to refine that skill by practicing public speaking, taking courses in communication, or engaging in activities that challenge us to express our ideas clearly and effectively. Developing our strengths is an ongoing process, and the more we invest in our unique abilities, the more they become refined, enabling us to use them with greater confidence and effectiveness. By committing to this growth, we maximize our potential and cultivate abilities that can bring value to both our personal lives and professional endeavors. Nurturing strengths also involves aligning our actions and goals with these abilities. Often people pursue paths that don't fully allow them to express or develop their unique strengths, which can lead to feelings of frustration or unfulfillment. However, when we consciously make choices that align with our natural abilities, we tap into a deeper sense of purpose and motivation. For instance, someone with a talent for creativity might thrive in a career or role that allows them to think outside the box, solve problems innovatively, and explore new ideas. Aligning with our strengths enables us to approach our work and personal lives with greater enthusiasm and satisfaction as we are fully engaging in activities that feel meaningful and fulfilling. A key part of nurturing our strengths is having the courage to step outside of our comfort zones. It's easy to settle into routines that feel familiar, but growth requires us to challenge ourselves to use our strengths in new and sometimes uncomfortable ways. For example, if someone has a strength in empathy and communication, they might find themselves drawn to roles that involve counseling, mentoring, or supporting others. However, taking on such roles might initially feel intimidating or overwhelming. By pushing through these initial hesitations and embracing these roles, they not only grow their skills, but also expand the impact of their strengths. Each time we step out of our comfort zone, we reinforce our capabilities, build confidence, and stretch our potential. Nurturing our strengths also involves developing a growth mindset. the belief that our abilities can continue to grow and improve with effort and practice. A growth mindset allows us to approach challenges and setbacks as learning opportunities, recognizing that our strengths are not static. For instance, a person may have a natural talent for writing, but if they adopt a growth mindset, they will constantly seek to refine their writing through practice, feedback, and experimentation. They'll view constructive criticism not as a threat, but as a chance to enhance their skills. This mindset transforms our strengths from fixed abilities into evolving talents, allowing us to continually improve and adapt as we grow. Sharing our strengths with others is an important aspect of nurturing them. Strengths are not meant to be kept to ourselves. Rather, they gain value and meaning when we use them to benefit those around us. By sharing our talents, we contribute to the well-being of others and create a positive impact. For instance, someone with a strength in teaching or mentoring can help others learn and grow, spreading their knowledge and inspiring others. Sharing our strengths also deepens our connection to our communities, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. When we use our abilities to help others, we're not only strengthening our skills, but also cultivating a sense of fulfillment and gratitude for the unique qualities we possess. Practicing gratitude for our strengths is another way to nurture them. It's easy to overlook our own abilities, especially if we're focused on areas where we feel we fall short. However, when we take the time to acknowledge and appreciate our strengths, we develop a greater sense of self-worth and confidence. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have, reminding us of our unique contributions and the positive impact we can make. By regularly reflecting on and expressing gratitude for our abilities, we reinforce our belief in our own potential and strengthen our commitment to nurturing and developing these gifts. Finally, nurturing our strengths means using them to pursue a greater purpose. When we connect our unique abilities to a meaningful goal, we tap into a deep source of motivation that drives us to keep growing and evolving. Whether it's a career goal, a creative project, or a personal mission, aligning our strengths with a purpose gives us a sense of direction and fulfillment. For example, someone with a talent for storytelling may find fulfillment in using that strength to write stories that inspire, educate, or entertain others. When our strengths serve a greater purpose, they become more than just skills, they become part of our legacy, a way of leaving a positive impact on the world. In conclusion, recognizing and nurturing our unique strengths is a journey of self-discovery, growth, and purpose. By embracing our natural talents, developing them, and using them to benefit others, we create a life that aligns with our authentic selves. This alignment empowers us to pursue our goals with confidence and passion, making the most of our potential. Through self-reflection, practice, and the courage to step out of our comfort zones, we can nurture our strengths to their fullest expression, transforming our lives and making a meaningful contribution to the world around us. Embodying compassion and empathy towards oneself and others is a powerful way to connect with the world around us and deepen our sense of purpose. Compassion and empathy allow us to understand and share in the experiences of others, fostering a sense of unity and care that transcends individual differences. These qualities are not only fundamental to building strong, healthy relationships, but also critical to our own well-being. When we show compassion, we cultivate kindness, patience, and understanding, qualities that enrich our lives and create an environment of mutual respect and support. In embracing compassion and empathy, we open the door to more meaningful connections, a greater sense of community, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Compassion begins with the way we treat ourselves. Self-compassion is the foundation upon which empathy for others is built. Many people are incredibly hard on themselves, quick to criticize their mistakes or flaws, and slow to forgive themselves. Self-compassion, on the other hand, means treating ourselves with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that we would offer to a friend. It's about recognizing our humanity, acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes, has moments of weakness, and faces challenges. When we practice self-compassion, we allow ourselves to be imperfect without judgment. This mindset reduces stress and encourages a healthier, more positive relationship with ourselves, which in turn enables us to better connect with others. To cultivate self-compassion, we must begin by challenging the inner critic that often fuels self-doubt and negativity. Many of us have a tendency to be overly critical of ourselves, especially when we fall short of our expectations or make mistakes. By learning to replace self-criticism with understanding and encouragement, we can create a more supportive inner dialogue. This shift is essential as the way we speak to ourselves often influences how we respond to others. When we are gentle and forgiving with ourselves, we are more likely to extend the same compassion and empathy to others, as we understand that everyone faces struggles and moments of vulnerability. Empathy, the ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and understand their perspective, is the next step in developing compassion toward others. Empathy requires us to actively listen and genuinely seek to understand the feelings and experiences of those around us. This involves setting aside our own judgments and assumptions, allowing ourselves to be fully present in the moment. Active listening, a skill fundamental to empathy, is a powerful way to communicate that we care and are invested in the other person's experiences. When we listen without interrupting, analyzing, or offering unsolicited advice, we create a safe space where others feel valued and understood. This kind of listening not only strengthens our relationships, but also deepens our own understanding of the diverse perspectives and challenges that people face. Practicing empathy also involves acknowledging the emotions of others without minimizing or dismissing them. For example, if someone is going through a difficult time, empathy means recognizing their pain, even if we may not fully understand it. Empathetic responses such as "I'm here for you" or "I can see how hard this is for you" validate their feelings, offering comfort and solidarity. This validation helps others feel seen and supported, reinforcing the bond of trust and mutual respect. Empathy requires us to be present, not necessarily to solve others' problems, but to show that we care about their experiences. This act of empathy can be incredibly healing, as it reminds others that they are not alone in their struggles. Compassionate and empathetic responses often inspire others to act with kindness in return, creating a ripple effect that can transform relationships and communities. When people feel supported and understood, they are more likely to extend that same compassion to others. In this way, empathy becomes contagious, spreading from one person to another and fostering a culture of understanding and care. This effect is especially powerful in challenging times when people need to rely on one another for support. Compassionate communities are resilient. They have the strength to come together, overcome difficulties, and create positive change. Embodying compassion and empathy also helps us to see beyond our own immediate needs and desires, fostering a sense of social responsibility. When we understand and empathize with the challenges faced by others, such as poverty, discrimination, or illness, we are more motivated to take action that contributes to positive change. Empathy fuels our desire to help, whether it's through volunteer work, charitable contributions, or simple acts of kindness in our daily lives. By acting on this sense of responsibility, we not only make a difference in the lives of others, but also reinforce our own values and purpose. Compassionate actions, no matter how small, remind us that we are part of a larger community and that our lives are interconnected with those around us. At the same time, embodying compassion and empathy doesn't mean ignoring our own boundaries or neglecting self-care. It's important to recognize that compassion starts with a healthy balance. Being empathetic doesn't mean taking on the burdens of others at the expense of our own well-being. In fact, true compassion includes understanding our limits and knowing when to step back. By practicing self-care and setting boundaries, we ensure that we have the emotional resources needed to be fully present for others when it matters most. This balance allows us to offer genuine support without experiencing burnout or resentment. Cultivating compassion and empathy is an ongoing journey, and it requires conscious effort and practice. Mindfulness, or the practice of being fully present in the moment, is a valuable tool for enhancing empathy and compassion. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, helping us develop greater self-awareness and patience. By practicing mindfulness, we become more attuned to our own emotional states, making it easier to extend compassion to ourselves and, in turn, to others. Mindfulness also helps us become more aware of the subtle cues that indicate how others are feeling, allowing us to respond with empathy and understanding. Another way to nurture compassion and empathy is by intentionally seeking out diverse perspectives and experiences. Reading books, watching documentaries, and engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds can broaden our understanding of the world and deepen our empathy. By exposing ourselves to stories and experiences different from our own, we expand our capacity for compassion and learn to see humanity in all its complexity. This intentional effort to understand others helps break down stereotypes, reduces biases, and fosters a greater sense of connectedness. In essence, embodying compassion and empathy toward ourselves and others is a pathway to a more meaningful, fulfilling life. These qualities encourage us to build bridges, deepen relationships, and contribute positively to the world around us. Compassion and empathy are transformative forces that connect us on a fundamental level, reminding us of our shared humanity. They enable us to approach life with kindness and understanding, recognizing that everyone is on their own unique journey filled with challenges, hopes, and dreams. Through compassion, we inspire others and ourselves to live with greater purpose, creating a world where kindness, respect, and empathy become the foundation of our interactions. In the end, the act of embodying compassion and empathy becomes an expression of the inner strength and goodness that lies within each of us. It empowers us to face the world with an open heart, knowing that our presence, understanding, and kindness can make a difference. When we live with compassion, we contribute to a cycle of positive energy that uplifts others and brings meaning to our own lives. It's a reminder that through empathy and compassion, we not only enhance our own experience, but also help create a world that reflects the best of humanity.